Hello! What a very warm welcome back to the Gimme A Hull Yeah Wrestling Podcast. My name is Dom. That is the new champ, Dan. He is the brand new Gimme A Hull Yeah Wrestling Champion. We are
Come
here
on.
to. Well done, mate. Well done. How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
As you know, I don't feel so great, but I'm here. I've got the championship back. I'm feeling good.
I've got a chance. I've got a small chance to regain it to make a difference today with the predictions. So hopefully there is a very small chance I could take it back. But if I get these predictions right, but yeah, we are here. We're gonna blast through because Dad's not feeling well, and I am super tired. We're gonna blast through Survivor Series Wargames 2022 predictions right after this message from Mick Foley.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Hull Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Survivor Series War Games is just a few days away. I will be covering SmackDown tomorrow. I believe, and what we should have done, Dan, in the predictions, I haven't actually written mine yet. I'll do that straight afterwards. I learned from
Yep.
last time. I've learned from last time that I want to. I'm going to do my predictions after these videos.
Yeah.
But I think we should have an extra match. I think we could get Bray Wyatt and LA Knight on the card.
Yeah, I think that's a definite possibility with what's been going on with them too.
Yeah, so I think there should be an extra bit in there that says we could have a bonus match, because I believe there will be a bonus match, and maybe that could be the pick that gets me the belt back. Who knows? Who knows, man?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, dude. It's actually my smart counseling backdrop, but I haven't moved it because I'm super tired. But thank you
It's so
for.
nice to stroke.
Oh, my backdrop, yeah.
Yeah.
You can stroke my backdrop anytime, Dan. So we are going to go through. I've gotten over that backdrop. You know, that is in the comic book one. What's
Yeah.
good? I'm gonna hang on. I feel like I know we just had it for thingy, but I feel like that's a nice one. The gears.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. No, I've changed my mind. I'm so indecisive.
We
Should
know.
we could go old school? Let's go old school as the Raw one. We could have the ring. The ring was
Yeah, we haven't
cool.
had that one in a while.
Yeah, we haven't had the ring in a while. Let's do that one. That was made for us, I believe, on
Yeah.
2K22. So we'll have that background. Yes. So we'll run through the predictions super quick. Thank you guys. There are 4 people in watching, so thank you very much. If you could like the video, that would really help us out on the old algorithm. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. If you haven't yet, if you tell your mates, if you see this afterwards, give us a hand, give us support our little channel, help it to grow. We're gonna blast through the predictions, starting off with Dan. I've moved. Hang on. There you go. I'll tell you what we're starting off with. We're going to start off with AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. So, oh man, I had it already. I was being super professional. I had it all set up on the thing, but I failed miserably. So, hang on. Who is going to win that? AJ Styles and Finn Balor, right there. Okay, what are your picks? Put your picks in the comment. Put your picks in the comments. I believe you think you're going to win based on predicting Bray Wyatt to win. Who would pick Bray to lose? Well, I mean, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. I think that's generally a thing that we could get. We could get Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight
Yeah,
at
definitely.
Survivor Series War Games. So yeah, okay. On now, not on now, but on probably one of the first matches on Survivor Series War Games will be a veritable dream match between Finn Balor and AJ Styles. So Dan, like I said, have you written yours down yet in the Google Docs?
I've got mine all done. For this one, I've gone Finn Balor.
Okay.
There's technically, I think there's 2 reasons why. One, I just think Finn Balor deserves the win.
Yeah.
And 2, you don't want the leader of Judgment Day to look weak. because they're building them back up again, and I think that's where they're going to do Finn Balor as the winner.
I agree, mate. I very much agree with you, and I think Finn Balor as well for that one. I think again, same reasons. You gotta have Finn win. He's been looking really strong as the Judgment Day leader for a long time, and AJ Styles doesn't need it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas Finn, they're trying to position him as a dominant faction leader, and I just think it would make more sense to have Balor win and come out of Survivor Series War Games, one of the bigger pay-per-views of the year, looking super strong.
I do think that from the reports that I've been reading, Triple H is super high on Balor and wants to rebuild him to the level he was when he first debuted in 2016 on Raw and ended up winning the Universal title. So you're not going to build him back up by giving him a loss.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it makes so much sense to have Balor win. Again, like you say, they're trying to build him back up, trying to make him look strong. And AJ does not need that win. I don't think, because AJ's a legend. Balor is too, and Balor's a surefire Hall of Famer. But Balor's got something to prove, Yeah, Balor's got something to prove, whereas as AJ Styles does not. So the next match is probably one of the more interesting ones on the card, Dan. A triple threat match. So you've got Bobby Lashley, Austin Theory, and Seth freaking Rollins for the United States Championship. What I'm going to do, actually, because I didn't do it for the first, I am going to put a little poll up on the first one. So while you go through your picks there, Dan, I am going to post. I'm going to ask the chat what they think, who they think will win between Balor and AJ Styles, and then we're going to do the same for the triple threat. So if you'd like to vote in chat, that is going in there now. Dan, while I'm doing that, what's your pick?
For this one, I think the title's staying on Seth. I think they've turned it from a one-on-one Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins into the triple threat to make Austin Theory take the pin. They want to build Bobby Lashley up, so I think they want to keep both Lashley and Seth looking strong, and the only way to do that is for neither of them to take the pin. So I think that's why Austin Theory's been put into the match.
Right, okay. I think completely opposite. I think Theory's winning the title. I think that they have they need to build Theory back up. Styles, same argument again. Seth Rollins doesn't need this title. They could probably position him in the main event again going forward. Bobby Lashley's got a feud with Lesnar, and will reignite that feud with Lesnar. I think this is Theory's win, and they've got to give him something. So I will be saying Austin Theory loud and proud.
Yeah, I mean, it's one where Triple H could flip it and do something like that and rebuild him using the US title, do like an open challenge every week, like John Cena did, and try to build him that way as a legitimate contender to a more prominent title.
Okay, yeah. I can totally see where you're coming from. Like I say, I don't think I've been more confident in a prediction for a long time. So I genuinely think Theory's winning. You think that Seth's retaining, and Anthony he's written his predictions. He's got to.
I've already got me. I was going to go through them all at the end, or do you want me to go through them individually for each match?
No, we'll go through them at the end. We'll see what he says. Okay, so next up we have the SmackDown Women's Championship, inarguably the most obvious, I would say, match of the night in terms of a result. Shotzi, who we love on the podcast, versus Ronda Rousey for, again, the SmackDown Women's Championship. So your thoughts on that, Dan?
Yeah, as you alluded to, probably the easiest pick on the night. Ronda Rousey win all day long. I think Shotzi's just a sort of stopgap until they either get Becky Lynch back or by some miracle they actually get Sasha Banks back, because I think both of them are complete dream matches for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe there was some talk of Sasha and Naomi both being at Survivor Series War Games,
Yeah,
but I don't think you can bring Sasha back without Naomi as well. You know,
no, I agree.
Naomi's just as important in terms of because obviously she's connected to the Usos, so
Yeah,
she's just as important in another way. So I don't think you can bring Naomi back in without Sasha and Sasha back in without Naomi. So if they're coming back, they're either coming back now or they're coming back at the Royal Rumble.
yeah. I think if you was to bring them back individually, Naomi has to go straight into a bloodline, turning up, winning the SmackDown Women's Belt, and then going into the bloodline because of the connection there.
Yeah,
So they are holding every single available title to them,
yeah, interesting.
and then have Sasha on Raw come back and win the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds.
That's
That
the only way
sounds.
that I can think of bringing them both back individually.
Mm,
Maybe on the same night, but having them do it that way, I think would be able to feel like a legitimate story moving forward.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Again, totally agree with you there. It would be a great way to save what will be quite a boring match, I imagine. As much as I like Shotzi, I don't think she's, I don't. Neither of these performers are particularly wonderful in the ring. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're certainly not going to be an exciting. It's certainly not going to be a thrilling, exciting match. So I think you could
5-star
say,
classic.
yeah, you can save this by bringing a Sasha back. But then there's also Dan, and I don't know if there's such a thing as too many returns. The reason why I don't think that Sasha and Naomi are returning tonight is because it's looking very, very likely that we might get a return in the next match. So what I will do now, I'm just making sure I've caught up with the poll. So I need to do Ronda Rousey and Shotzi Blackheart. But while you're going through this, I'll do that. The next match, Dan, is the women's the Survivor Series match, and that is Team Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So you have Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and one to be announced versus Damage Control, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross. I mean, it's a star-studded match,
yeah.
but you gotta think that maybe Becky Lynch is coming back for this one,
Well,
which is why I don't think we're gonna get Naomi and Sasha on Saturday.
yeah. With that match, though, they have said that they are going to be announcing the fifth member tomorrow night on SmackDown, not at the pay per view.
Yeah, so
So that's
we
what.
are. It's going to be
On,
Becky Lynch. It's
yeah,
going to be Becky Lynch.
there is very slim rumours, and I think they are taking betting on it being Tegan Knox because of the link with Dakota Kai from previous War Games.
I mean, that'd be really good. I'd be more interested in that because obviously Becky Lynch can walk straight back into a main event feud. I would be
Yeah,
more interested in Dakota in
Tegan Knox,
Tegan Knox. Yeah, I would be more
100%.
interested in that.
And I think we expected her to maybe turn up at Clash at the Castle. I
We
don't know
did.
if we was surprised or disappointed that she didn't, but I thought that considering where we was and what was going on, I thought it made perfect sense to bring her back then. But now, obviously, there is a spot available. She's got history with a few members of the heels faction in the match, so it makes good sense to bring her back. And I think again, Triple H is probably the right person to bring it back with the feeling of that story going forward.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that, mate. Like I say, and it's interesting you saying that has just blown my mind because I would be way more excited to see Tegan Knox. Not that I wouldn't be excited to see Becky Lynch, but again, Becky Lynch can walk back into a feud straight away. You
Yeah,
know, whereas Tegan Knox, that'd be really interesting to see something. Do you know what I mean? It'd be
yeah,
really interesting to see Tegan Knox back in and how she would slot back into the action. Sorry, guys, I am behind on the poll stuff. I've just posted the Lashley, Rollins, and Theory triple threat, so I will catch up as we, we get Anthony's predictions and things like that. So, but
yeah.
feel free to vote in the poll as we move on to our next match, which is the men's Survivor Series Wargames, which is the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, versus. Hang on a second. I'll put it on the screen first so we can all see it. That's probably the way to do it. There we go. The Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Sami Zayn or Sami Uso versus the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, Yorkshire's own, of course, Butch, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens in a War Games match. And Dan, just to drop a cheap plug-in for those that either come back to this channel or are watching now, we have interviewed Sheamus, we have interviewed Butch, we have interviewed Drew. So there's some plugs for interviews that are right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah Wrestling podcast. If you want to go check those out. Sorry, Dan, I had to do it. You know,
you've missed one.
Who else?
Have you interviewed Rhea Ripley?
Oh yeah, Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I have interviewed Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Rhea Ripley's in there. Go check that out. Right. Anyway, yes. Sorry. So I mean, this one's got to be pretty obvious too, right? I mean, you got to have the Bloodline win this, presumably.
Go on.
Unless Sami Zayn turns on the Bloodline, or one of the Usos out of frustration turn on the Bloodline and cost the Bloodline, which would be an interesting dynamic. And the Bloodline again, a bit like Seth in that match, and a bit like AJ Styles in this match. Actually, I might because I haven't actually written down my predictions yet. I might predict the Brawling Brutes for this. Who are you picking?
With this one, I've actually got a sort of bit of an idea that you have maybe one of the Usos or Roman in a corner with Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Battling it out, just sort of take forearms to the face. You've got Sami Zayn in the opposite corner lining up a haluva kick.
Okay.
You can see the pain on his face because he obviously wants to go for his arch enemy, best friend, Kevin Owens. But what if he goes for it and Kevin Owens gets out of the way and he haluva kicks Roman Reigns at the end of the match?
That's interesting. Yeah.
Because that could be the tease of the start of Roman not believing that Sami is a member of the Bloodline and is actually backing his friend.
See, I think it'd be more interesting if that happened to Jey Uso.
Yeah,
so
like I said,
if Jey Uso got the haluva kick, yeah, because then there'd be this power struggle because you forget Roman really likes Sami.
Yeah,
you know, so there'd be this weird power struggle then of like, oh, who is the real Us? Who is really the most Usy of them all? Yeah. So I'm going to say the Brawling Brutes for this. So your final pick, Dan?
I'm still going to go with the Bloodline, but I do think that there may be not a heel turn, not a face turn, but I do think that it could be an interesting end to the match with Sami Zayn accidentally hitting someone that is not supposed to with a haluva kick.
Yep. Norma makes a good point. They have to throw in a somewhat harmless loss to the Bloodline, and this could do it because it's a faction win, not a loss to Roman.
Yeah.
Also, Kevin Owens is back and fresh and fighting against Roman. So I'm really confident in my Brawling Brutes pick. Tom Talks Rubbish is in. Welcome, dude. I know you've been doing some stuff, or you're about to do some stuff with Fightful. So congratulations on that, mate.
Well done. Well done, dude.
Yeah, well done, mate. And Jackson, go on.
Go on, you first.
I'm just going to cough at you. Jack says more likes. Yeah, so I'm going to say, the Brother Boots dissension starts in Bloodline here. Totally. Yeah, totally. And that actually brings us to the end of Survivor Series. Obviously, I do think we should get an extra match, and I believe it's Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. Do you want to talk about that, Dan? Do you want to?
We can talk about it. We have got a few predictions already, so if we was to put that match in now, we would have to void all the existing predictions. We can talk about it and then do it afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds good. Because but can we? We can't have it in, can we? Because I was going to say that could be my win. That could be my win. The fact that there will be a match, an extra match on the card.
I mean, well, you're sort of doing a couple of them. If people haven't already, go check out Tom Talks Rubbish. He's done interviews with Dom a couple of times. He's done interviews with Ant. Myself, I was very fortunate to be asked by Tom if I would participate in his show. He's interviewed some of the biggest sort of names in the UK in wrestling journalism. So go check out Tom Talks Rubbish. Absolutely brilliant dude. So easy to talk to. And go give him all of the likes and all of the shares as well.
Nice plug there, man. Nice plug there. I like it. I am just pulling together a poll for damage control. I'm so behind. I'm so sorry.
So while you're doing that, I shall go through Ant's picks.
Yeah. Cool. Go for it, man.
So first match that we spoke about, which was the Finn Balor and AJ Styles match. He's gone for AJ Styles. And again, there's perfectly valid reasons for AJ beating Finn. There is obviously the OC sort of recently reformed. So would they want to give a recently formed faction a loss over a sort of longer standing faction?
Yeah.
Again, it's very, very hard when was it Battleground 2018, 2019 that they fought? When it was meant to be Bray Wyatt and he got taken out.
That was it, yeah. Yeah, it was when they were doing the Sister Abigail thing.
Yeah, and then they flew in AJ Styles as a surprise opponent.
Dream match.
Probably had the match of the night.
Dream match, yeah, and that's the thing. This is a dream match for a lot of people. And so, I think Balor needs the win more than AJ. So,
yep,
yeah. There's a lot of left field. I'm picking up a lot of left field picks. I could be taking that belt back.
Yeah, definitely. The United States Championship match: Seth versus Austin versus Bobby. Ant has gone for Seth freaking Rollins, and I think probably for the same reasons I've picked. Seth keeping the title going forward, it just suits him at the minute, and I don't think Lashley needs the belt. Mm-hmm. Austin Theory probably is, I think, put in there to take the pin, and I think that's probably what Ant is thinking as well.
Yeah, but I think completely the opposite.
Yeah,
they have to give Theory something. You know, he's had some momentum. You know, he has had some momentum.
Next one, the SmackDown Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi. Again, we've sort of pretty much said Ronda Rousey is going to win that one. It's going to be foregone conclusion on that one. So it just makes perfect sense on that one. The women's war game match: Team Bianca versus Team Damage Control. Ant has gone for Team Bianca.
Okay.
We didn't actually predict that one, I don't think.
No, we did.
We spoke about Tegan Knox and stuff, but we didn't actually pick a decisive winner.
Bianca for me.
Yeah, I do think that Team Bianca, they're not going to bring someone back as a surprise, and I don't think they'll have them lose straight away.
Yeah. Oh, bless you, dude. No, yeah, I agree.
So I think Team Bianca is, again, a very simple way to have that person come in and get the pinfall. The men's War Games match, the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, and has gone for the Bloodline.
Okay, all right. So I've got the left field pick. If I win the People's Championship again, is the prize I never get to see you nearly naked again, mate? There'll be plenty of times. You couldn't stop me. You couldn't stop me from taking my clothes off for you, mate. Honestly, I hope everybody.
I went through a full bottle of sanitizer cleaning this. So if you haven't already, check out the Instagram on Gimme A Hull Yeah, and you will see why I have had to sanitize it thoroughly, repeatedly.
Well, I'm very proud of those photos. You know,
I know you are. You look good in them.
Thank you, mate.
But my eyes still are tortured for life.
We appreciate it. We preach body confidence on the Gimme A Hull Yeah podcast. But yes, I apologize for dirtying the inside of that belt. But yeah, anyway, right. Okay. We'll do one more poll because I believe I'm caught up. I know we haven't had a lot of time to vote. Jessica is in. Sam's wife, who I got to meet the other week, is a lovely, lovely person. Thank you very much, Jessica, for being in here. Finn Balor for the win. Yeah, I also agree with you there. By the way, now I've seen nearly 3 people on Gimme A Hull Yeah nearly nude. Only Sam's left, actually. Sam Smith.
When has he seen me nearly nude? I can't remember.
Yeah, when did that? Did you send him a revealing photo? I don't know if.
No.
Hmm. Hmm.
Unless it was actually when he was here and I went to toilet and I didn't see him, but when he was stayed at man one night when he came up, I don't know.
Well, let's
I
see
can't
if
remember.
like I say, let's see if we can get Sam next.
Yeah.
So the last poll that we'll talk about the potential of a Bray Wyatt LA Knight feud. Obviously, we will be covering SmackDown tomorrow night to see if that happens. And yeah. So we'll talk about that in a second. Are there any tiebreaker questions this time?
Yeah, we've got tiebreakers. We've got, will there be any surprise returns or debuts?
Yep. Okay.
Just because there is possibility of people returning, people debuting on the main roster. Which match will open the show?
Okay. Yeah.
Will there be a heel turn from anyone on the show? So I've just sort of teased it out there because there could be a possibility of a couple of people maybe turning heel in the women's war game match, in the men's war game match. So I've just sort of kept it open a little bit.
Okay.
How will the women's SmackDown Championship match finish? Pinfall, submission, disqualification, count out, or other, or in terms of no contest?
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
So got a couple of ideas.
Sam has said he will get naked for the podcast, so I'll expect that tomorrow, live right here on SmackDown. Thank you, Sam. Looking forward to that. Jess, also feel free to join us tomorrow night on SmackDown. Not to get naked, because I know you're not a member of the podcast, not officially yet. It's only when you
All a
become.
maniac, though.
It's only when you become a member of a presenter on the podcast you have to start taking your kit off. But yeah,
Yet.
not for the cameras. You have for me.
We don't talk about that one though, do we?
Not when the camera's on.
No.
But yeah, Sammy's game. Hang on, Dom and in the bath myself. All right, okay. So you've seen your.
I was going to say I didn't think he'd seen me stripped off.
Oh, there you go. There's still time. There's still time. Also, the webcam. Yes, indeed. The many times with the webcam. Right. Okay. So the final poll is in there for you guys. Bloodline Brawling Brutes, the main event. We are going to finish again discussing the potential of a Bray Wyatt LA Knight feud. If that happens, you've got to have Bray win, right? You've got to have Bray.
Yeah. There's
the
no
LA
way.
Knight.
I don't think he's ever going to lose his first match back after being out for over a year.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree with you there. So yeah, let's go.
You've gone silent. We can't hear you.
What do you mean you can't hear me?
Can't hear you. And I haven't muted
Hello?
you for a change, which is good.
Hello.
Okay, I don't know where he's gone. So we're talking about the Bray Wyatt match versus LA Knight. Possibility of it actually happening and being announced on SmackDown. I do think that Bray Wyatt is obviously winning that one. There may be mitigating circumstances where you could maybe even have someone come in and affect it. No, we can't hear you.
Sam can hear me.
Could it be my earphones? Let me double check.
I was going to say my microphone is working.
That one.
So thanks, Sam. I was like, I'm freaking out. I was like, everything's working for me.
So can everyone hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yeah. It's weird.
So Dom, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Give me a second. I'll be back. I'll let you talk.
Cool. All right. Okay. Don't know what's happening there, guys. Anyhow. Yeah, so we're gonna say, yeah, like I say, saying Bray Wyatt is winning this again, first match back for sure, without question. He got to win his first match back, hasn't he? Really, but I will be there to cover SmackDown tomorrow to see if that match is taking place. Right, Dan, how are you feeling?
I feel okay at the moment. Why? What are you thinking?
I feel like death, mate. So what we'll do is we'll wind it up again. We'll go back over everything really quickly, and finish our predictions, and then I guess we'll see you guys for SmackDown tomorrow and the full pay-per-view on Saturday. So Dan, once again, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, your final pick, please.
Balor.
Okay, cool. I am also going for Balor. United States Championship, Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory.
Seth Rollins.
Austin Theory for me. Gotta give him something. SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi Blackheart.
Ronda Rousey, 100%.
100%. Totally agreed with you there. Team Bianca Belair versus Damage Control. So Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Mia Yim, and one more to be announced versus Damage Control. Bayley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross. What a team. What a team.
Team Bianca, straight away. They're not going to have someone come back and take a loss.
Absolutely. And your pick for that final pick is?
Team Bianca.
No, as in the, sorry, I should have made that more clear. The TBA,
yes.
the TBA.
I think it will be Becky, but I've got my fingers crossed for Tegan Nox.
Absolutely, I'm very much in the same boat. I think it will be Becky, but I have my fingers crossed for Tegan. The Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes. I am going to say, because it's the most left field pick and potentially the one that will win me the belt back. I'm going to say the Brawling Brutes.
I've gone the Bloodline straight away. I do think that makes more sense overall.
Yep. So you agree. And finally, bonus match. And if it happens, do I get an extra point?
No, because no one else on the predictions will get an extra point. We can all have an extra point if the match happens, or if it doesn't happen, we don't get an extra point. It don't make a difference in the grand scheme of things.
Fine, we'll leave it out. All right, bonus match, Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. Who wins, Dan?
Bray Wyatt, 100%. Title staying with me.
Okay, Bray Wyatt for me, and title is not staying with you. If the Brawling Brutes win, I will be a 2-time Gimme A Hull Yeah champion, but the belt looks better on you than it does on Anthony, so at least I am happy about that. Sam has just confirmed he's joining me tomorrow night. Poor soul, why do you keep doing this to yourself? Anyway, I appreciate you being there. Thank you, Sam. We'll see you bright and early at 12:55 a.m. on Saturday. Yeah, god damn it. Right, guys, happy Thanksgiving to those of you joining us in the US. A happy Thursday to everyone else. I am knackered. Is there anything else we need to plug, Dan? Anything else we need to promote?
I don't think so.
Well,
just come join us all tomorrow or Saturday night, depending on what you're doing, depending on what you're working.
Yeah.
1 for SmackDown, 2 for Survivor Series, Wargames.
Wargames!
Depending on how I'm feeling, I may be back Monday night for Monday Night Raw for the fallout from Wargames.
Yeah, absolutely.
No promises as of right now, depending on how I am feeling.
Yeah, your back wasn't great earlier on, was it?
No.
Right, okay. Sassy, your manager, says, Dan, so proud of you for the belt. You see, yeah. You're like the Brock Lesnar of the podcast, and Sassy's like the Paul Heyman.
Okay.
You got nothing to say to me comparing you to Brock
I'm
Lesnar.
thinking more like Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega.
I mean, that works, yeah. That works. Yeah. Andrade's supposed to be on his way back to WB as well, apparently.
Yeah, I had that one.
I wouldn't want him back personally, but anyway, we digress because we're here to talk about Survivor Series, which is on Saturday, right here on the Gimme A Hull Yeah podcast. Me and Sam, bless his cotton socks, we'll be back tomorrow night for SmackDown. Dan and I are going to go and sleep because it's actually pretty early, which I'm actually really happy about. It's 9:35, so relatively sociable hours in the UK this evening. For us, yes, absolutely. Guys, it's been a pleasure. These have been our Survivor Series Wargames 2022 predictions. We will see you on Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday. Dan, sign us out.
Shall we do a Claymore countdown?
Go on then.
So we're going to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hull yeah!
Hello, this is Shotzi Blackheart, and welcome to Gimme A Hull Yeah! I hope everyone checking this out in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day.